Alright, so I've been working on my Ford Flex, as you've already heard. I went to use it a couple weeks ago and went to reach down and check the piece of trim, one piece of trim on the rocker panel, and my hand went right through the panel. So I've been working at bending this up to use it. They're using 20 gauge steel. I didn't have 20 gauge steel, I have 18 gauge steel. So this is what I'm doing. Unfortunately, I do not have a brake to form all this stuff, so this was all hand formed. As you can see, this was all hand hammered, and this was done by the same procedure that I'm going to do in a minute, as you can see. So I have to make one more bend. I got to bend this up so that it's kind of like a Z shape. And what I did to do it was I stuck it in here and just bent it. So this here is what I'm going to do. And before I do that, I need to actually straight it out. So I'll be back with you in a minute after I put the line down. Alright, I'm back. So the old adage, measure twice, cut once, in my case bend once, definitely holds true. This line was all out of kilter, and these lines were all out of where I spaced them before. I went back and measured it, and it was 1 1/8. I must have measured it from here, which is a kind of a wavy line. So this is where I'm bending. And like I said, I do not have a brake, so this is how I do it. So that's where that is. My bending method that works. Just takes a while, but it does work. just so you know, I don't have to do a full 90-degree bend. So just to give you an idea how it works, and I will fix the straight note. That's actually not bad. Sorry folks, don't know my own strength. Not bad for a late 50s guy, huh? That's my age, not when I was born, not that it matters, because late 50s isn't that far off. I was born in 61. By the way, this is 18 gauge steel I'm working on. I don't know if I mentioned that before. When I did the Jeep, didn't have 18 gauge. So trying to bend this with 16 gauge, yeah, it was impossible. I had the big persuader, the big hammer, and it still took me a while. Now it's time for the persuader. You know what? This middle part is way off. Forget the persuader right now. I'm doing this in the middle of the heat wave in Boston, where it's 98 degrees in the shade with 95% humidity. Which is why you didn't see me do any of this stuff yesterday. It was even worse yesterday. Alright, now it's time for the persuader so that I can straighten the wave out. You notice, it's like an ocean wave. Now this one, which I used a hammer for. So, I'm gonna go get it. the Persuader, otherwise known as a mini BFH. I've got a big 20-pound sledge in the shed. That's the name, the Persuader. Almost. And for the final one. You're not going to see this anyways, but it needs to be kind of straight. This is getting tucked in under the original cowl, going up towards the door. And it's going to get plug welded, and then butt or lap welded down at the corner. So this doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be somewhat straight so I can get it in behind it. And as you can tell right now, I am dripping. I can only wish and hope that I had a garage to do this, which of course I don't. Someday. I bought this house, it had everything I was looking for except for one thing. And that one thing is a garage. At some point, let's see if we can get one installed or have one built. Not too shabby considering. What do you think? I'm going to test fit it and make sure that all the bends and stuff look okay. So come with me. Not your average grocery getter. Alright, for anyone who doesn't know, a little symbol on the back says EcoBoost. Yeah, there's a bunch of ponies hanging under the hood of this thing. And let me tell you, it's not stingy with them. I embarrass a lot of kids in Civics with this thing. Yeah, the old grandpa here. Right, so what did I do wrong? Yeah, it goes in. There we go. I think I just need bend this corner, tighten this corner up. So that's what I was looking at. All right. I don't know if you can see under there where the orange bucket is, but yeah, it's all, that's just kind of hanging in there. I just bang it with a hammer and it falls off. But the substructure on it here is nice and solid, so that was easy. I didn't even have to drill it. I kind of drilled them out, but when I tried to drill it, the panel just fell apart. So it was toast. And this part here was actually pushed in, which if you look at the way the door is set up, kind of trying to figure out how that was pushed in, unless of course there was an accident there. But I can't find any evidence of it unless they put a brand new door in and painted it before they put it on, because the door is fine. The only issue that I found so far looking at this whole thing was right there. There's a sag right there and a run right there, and you don't do that for the factory paint job because they're all done by robots. So I don't know. And so I am about out of time. Yes, I do have to go to work. I do work full time on top of everything else. So it's time to go back and do my full-time job. This is just a hobby for fun, and well, right now it's saving me a bunch of money. So I was quoted $3,000 to $4,000 to replace this. So that's it for now. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye.